All right, traders. How you guys doing? It's Sunday, February 25th, 2024. It's about 9:30 on the West Coast. I am going to do a quick recap of the expected moves that we charted last Sunday, and we're gonna go and review those right now and see how things changed and if it did or did not hit the expected move as expected from the charting that we did last week. So that's going to be coming on here in a little bit. Thanks so much for joining me. Before I go into the video, we have a giveaway going on until the 15th of March. So I want to remind you guys real quick, if you guys are checking out my video, just check this out real quick. So I am raffling off this book, The Best Loser Wins by, I think it's Tom Hogarth. And I'm going to be raffling off this book. So please check out our post on Instagram at Shimano Trader. I have this post on there. Follow the rules. Find the post. Follow the rules if you want to be entered into a raffle for this book. Otherwise, no big deal. It's all good. But readers are leaders, so make sure you guys are paying attention to your education as well. All right, let me fade this out here. All right, so we're going to go into last week and see what happens. Let me just shut the music off completely and do it without music today. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of weird doing stuff without music, but you know what? Screw it, dude. I am going to put music back on. Let me see. Non-copyright background music. Oh, that should be on YouTube. Non-copyrighted music stream. And let's see what comes on board. I just can't deal with I can't deal with quietness, man. So let's see if this works out for us. I'm gonna try to put this low in the background. All right, that should be cool in the background there. I'll put this down a little bit. All right, so you should be able to hear the music at least a little bit, and that should help with sometimes it gets too quiet. All right, so let's go to my main chart here. I should be showing you guys this chart, and I'm not showing you that chart. So hang on a second here. Let me go to my my OBS and make the move here. See video capture. No, not that. We're here and we want to we want to go to that. There you go. And video capture. Okay, cool. All right, guys, bear with me here. Okay, yeah, that's the chart. Okay, so we're going to review this chart real quick. So this is last week's expected move, right? So as you guys know, last week was a short week, so we only traded for 4 days. This is a daily, it's a 4-hour chart on the SPY, which is the one we're going to start off with. We like trading the SPY. So this is what the expected moves were for last week, right? 223. The week started here, so we only had 4 trading days. So we're revisiting this. If you guys saw my very first video, this is a follow-up to that video. So last week I charted SPY on the video, so you guys can see how I did it and how I went about doing it. So we're looking at the SPY now. So look at the SPY, right? So the expected move of the SPY was as low as 492.74 and as high as 506.28. Well, on Tuesday, we came down to 494.59 or so. And then on Wednesday, we got as low as 493.33 or so. And that's as close as we got to this range. And then obviously, we gapped up the next day for NVIDIA earnings. So this was Tuesday, Wednesday, gapped up for NVIDIA earnings and really just surpassed the levels for the week on SPY. So that was super interesting to me, right? Like just watching the price action. Let me put a 4-hour time frame here so you guys maybe can see the price action as it occurred, right? So super interesting, right? We're just revisiting that, and we're seeing that it bounced off this bottom. Here's as low as it got for the week, which was about 493.57, and then we just skyrocketed up, man. So you can see here they weren't that far off on the anticipated moves, right? Like it wasn't that bad, right? Like they were kind of on point here. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of more. We're just gonna revisit a few more just so we can look at it together. So this is the trading desk. I reported earnings last week. I'm out of this trade already. Well, actually, we didn't hit our puts or we didn't hit our calls. We had that chance a couple of weeks ago, but we didn't do it. So anyway, no big deal. So let me remove these lines here to make this chart a little bit cleaner. Okay, so again, last week, right? This was the week anticipated moves for the week on the trading desk, right? So we never hit the upper range. So this is an example of a stock that won't hit that. It just stayed at the bottom, right? It sold off on Tuesday, and it just stayed down. It never recovered, even with the even after the Nvidia earnings and all of that. We still didn't get a pop on the trading desk at all. So this stock, it didn't work. So this is an example of it not working, right? I mean, we never saw the top side of the stock. If during the week you thought, oh man, we're at the bottom of the range, let's go calls, we might end up on the higher range. That did not work at all on TTD. I think I did a small call option. Might have been Thursday or Tuesday. I'm not sure, but I did make a little bit of money on this, not a lot. But unlike a SPY, this one did not hit the top of the range for the week. It broke the bottom of the range and it stayed below it. It actually, it looks like it used it as resistance. All right, so now we're going to look at Peloton. Piton is another one that we charted. And these are all just charts I chart for different reasons. So, if it's not something that you want to do, no big deal. I've already showed you how to do it so that you could do it yourself. So on Peloton, I think we only had about a 40-50% move, 40-50 cent move on it expected. So here's the beginning of the week, right? Here's your week here. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So just like TDD, Peloton, which is under a lot of selling pressure, the stock is, but yeah, it never hit the top of the range. It didn't even hit the bottom of the range. It kind of like SPY, right? Kind of got close to it, but it never really got below the range. So this strategy on Piton, at least this week, invalidated, right? So it also reveals to you guys that there is no for sure strategy. Like that strategy did not work on TDD and it did not work on Peloton. At the very least, depending on how you were positioned with the stock, right? Like if you were not planning on going long on it at all, then it was a good indicator for you. But if you planned on going long, you could have gotten burned here, right? Like on this day, Friday here, you thought, oh man, they touched the bottom of the range, it has to go up. Maybe it'll work for a day trade, but not for a weekly trade. So that's your Piton right there. And then we also did ARK. So ARK, here's the anticipated move for ARK last week. So we're gonna minimize this a little bit so we can catch the top of the move here. Wow, here it is. Yeah, I know I can do this here, but I didn't want to do all that. All right, so same thing with it, right? So ARK, right, sold off Tuesday, right? Broke the lower part of the range, reclaimed it, and stayed above it. So this one was another one where, again, I don't know how you guys are positioning yourself. I'm just trying to show you the strategy. I guess this would have worked if you were short on ARK, right? Like if you were short ARK and you know that you weren't heading towards the top of the range, you probably could have taken a put contract here or went short on it. But unlike TDD, just like TDD and like Peloton, ARK did not even attempt to go to the top of the expected move for the week. It actually stayed low. It broke the bottom support and just kind of came back up to it. So invalidated there as well. And I think we did SPY already. So let's do Tesla now. Now Tesla is one of the stocks that they've talked about that this strategy is not a good one for, because the stock is day traded so much. But all right, let's look at the move for Tesla here. So here's the 4-hour chart on Tesla, right? So here's Tesla revisited the bottom of the range, right? The expected range for the week. It stayed at the bottom. It started getting a little bit of support up here, but once it filled this gap, you see this gap here. Once it filled that gap, man, it just never visited it again. It actually started to sell off in the latter part of the week. So again, depending on what your strategy was using this anticipated range for the week, you could have gotten burned here, right? You could have took calls here and rolled this sucker up. And, just what I'm learning more and more spending time in the market is that you don't want to spend a lot of time in the market if you're day trading. If you're swing trading, it makes a lot of sense. But if you're day trading, being in the market for more than half an hour, 15 minutes, it's just a recipe for getting your money taken out. That's why zero DTEs are so risky. All right. Anyway, so with Tesla, same thing here, right? Never visited the top of the range, kind of hung out at the bottom of the range. You did have some opportunities here to trigger some calls based off it visiting the bottom of the range. But just like those other two stocks we visited, right? TDD, Piton, ARK, right? It visited the bottom of the range, and those actually pierced it. It got above it. It became resistance, maybe a little bit of chop above it, but it never really went for the top of the range. So that's Tesla. And then let's look at Lyft. So I'm in leap calls for Lyft for January 2025. But there's a lot of talk on the stock market right now about the specific there's a lot of talk about Lyft right now for some reason. Um, Lyft reported excellent earnings, and it even guided up. So there's definitely some momentum to Lyft, I feel. All right, so let me remove these things here. These are just things that I'm using during the week. All right, so that was the expected move for Lyft last week, right? So this is a 4-hour chart. The anticipated moves I have on way over here, so forgive me for that. But as you can see, this was Tuesday. Never went to the top of the range. Almost every single stock that we've seen so far never went to the top of the range, with the exception of SPY. Lyft kind of hit the top of the range here the week before. So once it opened here on Tuesday, it was in the middle of the range, started heading right towards the bottom of the range, and it never went up. So again, like the stocks we've been watching, this expected move here, it just went to the bottom of the range. All right, and then I have AMD as well. Let's look at AMD. So AMD was obviously a big mover last week due to Nvidia and all that. So look at AMD now, guys. So AMD, right, opens up here, visits the bottom of the range, stays there for a day, maybe for the day here, and then the next day on Wednesday it surged up, went to the top of the range, and look at that. So this is one like SPY. This is an example of the move actually working, like the expected range. This hit the bottom of the range and it hit the top of the range as well. So AMD did a full top of the range, lower of the range move in the 4 days that it traded last week. So, I mean, I don't know really what to tell you other than you're seeing where it works sometimes and where it doesn't work sometimes. So it's not, obviously, like every other strategy, it's not a 100% probability here, but it gives you areas to look for. It gives you areas in the chart to focus in. And I think it draws your attention more to the expected range of that stock for the week, and it helps you not have to be charting outside of the expected move. So that's one of the things that I think I found valuable in. Okay, let me see if I charted IWM. I don't know if I did the Russell. I did do the Russell. So here's the Russell. Same thing with the Russell, right? Gap down at open, right? Hit the bottom of the range on this beautiful hammer candle. This is usually a reversal signal, right? Here's the gap, right? It filled the gap. Check that out, right? Like it filled this gap. As soon as it filled that gap, man, it didn't reason, just like Tesla. So you guys are seeing, here's a gap. I'm going to put it in here because I love identifying gaps. The gap play is a real strategy too, man. So check that out. There is your gap fill for the week, right? Sold off, hit the bottom of the range. This would have been an excellent place to take calls because you have this other signal for the hammer here. So this was a beautiful move to the bottom here. You could have swung trade this if you wanted to, but really good move here. Really good indicator here. Hit the bottom of the range, started bouncing up, never hit the top of the range, guys, right? So this was just been like the other stocks we've been looking at where the top of the range never gets hit. It didn't even get close, right? It just kind of hung higher in the middle despite it having, but there was a lot of anticipation on it because of Nvidia earnings. But anyway, that gives you another example here, right? Just didn't hit the bottom. Maybe a good signal here to take calls, but it never, it could have tricked you into taking higher calls because the top of the range was so way up there. You're probably thinking, oh man, like I'm going to take these cheap calls at the top. So that wouldn't have worked. So I hope that you're not only seeing the strategy and watching it, but you're also thinking to yourself that obviously it's not 100% and you got to put some thought behind it. All right, Amazon. So we're looking at Amazon. Look at Amazon, the expected week, right, for the move here. All right, I'll do this because you guys probably like doing this. Okay, so same thing. Opened at the bottom of the range. It was actually below the range when it opened up. Look at that. Did I do it? Oh, this is 216, guys. No, this is an old one. This is an old one. Sorry, this is an old one. So that's why that was out of whack a little bit. And then let me see Apple. I remember did I do Apple? No, I did not do Apple. And let's do Boeing. I know we did Boeing because I was trading that stock last week. So there's your Boeing. Let me remove. I'm gonna leave those on there. No, I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna take these yellow lines out. It's just other strategies that I'm learning with Raider Trader about what they call put walls and call walls. I don't know enough about it yet to kind of share it with you guys yet, but hopefully at a later time. Okay, so here's Boeing. So Boeing, just like Boeing, right? So I got burned on Boeing this week because I thought once they dipped to the bottom, I did get burned on this. I think I had puts here, but I think I did something wrong where I thought that it was gonna like something like right here, maybe on Wednesday. I thought that okay, that it had to hit, it had exhausted the down move and it was gonna go back up. So I got on calls. But at the end of the week, I ended up getting puts and ended up reclaiming that a little bit more. But it wasn't a really good move. But anyway, so here is the anticipated move for this stock here for Boeing. But you can see that it opened up right in the middle like they usually do, and it just started heading towards the lower part of the range. This was probably a good strategy to kind of think about all the bad news happening on Boeing and maybe targeting the bottom of the range first rather than the top of the range. That probably would have been a good play early in the week. Okay, so that's Boeing. And then Hood, I don't think I did Hood, but I think it's an interesting stock for to play the stock here. No, I didn't do Hood. Hood looks good though. And then Lyft, I did do Lyft. I already did Lyft. I think I did it in the other one, right? Yeah, I already did Lyft. Okay. All right. So what did we learn? Really quick recap, right? So we've learned that the anticipated move, the strategy that we're using is not 100%. Nothing ever is. But we're also learning that there are zones within the top and the bottom of that range. And you can play those zones depending on what the bias is for the stock, what the bias is for the market. So there's some other things you want to consider as you deploy this strategy. So be careful. That's all I can say is just be careful. It's not foolproof. You never go broke taking a profit, but the big money is in the swing trades. That's for sure. We can make money day trading, but we're gonna make our money. We're gonna get wealthy and build wealth through a long-term strategy and swing trading. That's where the big money is gonna be made. I've made up my mind on that. I like to trade for the action, for the play, but I'm also learning that that's a quick way to lose money also, right? So some of the things that I compare it to is like gambling. I know stock trading is not gambling. I know that for a fact. I believe that. But it's the same feelings and the same rush that you get, right? Like you want to keep playing. You think because you made $100, you can make 10,000 by coming to the stock market every day, coming here every day to the trade desk every day. But just like in gambling, right? Like the more time you spend at the table, the more likely you are to lose your money. So I'm trying to change my strategy a little bit more, especially me. I'm getting my business is getting busier. Things are getting busier for me. So I can't afford to be stuck staring at charts every morning. So I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined about trading, maybe a couple of hours a day, a couple of days out of the week, and then using my time to study or going about and doing other things. But I think sitting in front of your computer trying to trade the entire day or just trading, every day, every hour of the day, it's not healthy. It's definitely not healthy for your mental health. But anyway, guys, let me get off my soapbox here. So let's do a few charts to get ready for the week, and then we'll call it a day. So we're trying to keep this video under half an hour. So hopefully I can achieve that. All right. So now I'm gonna take you guys over to our main screen here because I want to be able to start looking at the option chain. So we're gonna be looking at the option chain here and chart a couple of stocks and see what happens. Saved orders, huh? That's interesting. I've never seen this before. I don't know why it's even there. Okay, so all right, so let's chart SPY because that's one of our favorite ones, right? So SPY is what we're gonna chart to start off. So we're in the option chain, right? Whatever broker you use, whatever platform you use, you should have an option chain. So once you put in the option chain here, right? And we want to do this on Sunday nights because that's what's gonna set up the week here. So futures are already open. So we're gonna look at the week here. So the weekly is the 20. Excuse me. March 1st. That's what we're looking at for the week. So we want to look at SPY for the weekly here. We have an anticipated move plus minus of $6.44, right? So 644 is going to be our SPY. So we're going to do that one. And we're going to do the Russell. I think the Russell is going to get some love this week, I believe. So IWM. I think the Russell has 0 DTEs too. So hold on. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, Friday is the 1st. Okay, great. Okay, so March 1st, 24. Okay, 4.47. So I'm gonna just write these down and I'm gonna come to so we can do them a little bit quicker. 447 is the move on IWM. That's the Russell. We're also gonna chart Amazon. Amazon. So Amazon right there, and then the weekly for Amazon is 492. 492 is the chart for that. Let's do Apple as well. Some of the popular stocks here. Apple. AAPL. Sorry about that. March 1st, we have a move 458. $4.58 is the anticipated move up or down. Boeing's weekly is going to be 621. Wow. Something's up with with BA. That's a big range. All right, let's check Hood. I think Hood we're just going to add to our long-term portfolio. So the move on Hood for the week is 82 cents. Not a lot of movement expected there. And then finally Lyft. And the expected move for Lyft for the week is $1.05. So $1.05. I want to do Tesla as well because I like that stock. And yeah, I think I'm going to just do Tesla and that's it. So we'll do a few of them together here. I don't know if we'll do all of them together. And then Tesla has a $9.35 move. $9.35. Okay. All right. So let's chart these babies. All right. So we're going to go back to our chart here. So let me go back to my OBS and let me put you guys in the main chart. Come on. Don't man. All right, hang on a second here. I want to see if this thing takes me to. All right. All right, let me go back here. Forgive me. Maybe my OBS doesn't let me move to where I want to move, so. Oh, well, that ain't gonna work. That's ARC. No. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't give it to me. Give me a second here, guys. I'll get it to work right now. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right. Okay, good. All right, so let's start. Let's go with SPY. Let's start off with SPY here. All right, so here's our SPY. Very busy chart. There, your expected move. We know that our expected move is going to be for the first, right? So we want to go 3-1. That's what we want to do here. And currently the stock closed at 507.85. So bring out our calculator. I don't know if it pops up on your screen or not, but we're bringing up our calculator. And we have 507.85 as our close, 4.85. We're going to add $6.44. So we know it's 514.31 to the high side. So we're going to do 514.31, right? So 514.31. That's on the top side. So that chart's moved up. And then we're going to edit this one. And this one is 507.85. So we'll bring up our calculator once again, 507.85. But next time we're going to minus $6.44. So you know the lower range is going to be 501, 501.41. And we know that it's going to be for 331, right? So that we're going to put that 331. Boom. So let's there is our anticipated move for the week, right? So we're going to be 514 to the upside on SPY for the week, and we're going to do 501.41 to the downside. So we've charted SPY. All right, so there's your SPY, and we're going to see what it is going to be for the week. All right, so let's do IWM now. IWM, same thing, right? So we have, let's bring this down here, and let's work on this here. No, so what I'm going to do, I want to edit it. Okay, so I'm going to edit this to 331, 3.1, I mean. And then we have Russell closed at 199.81. So we closed at 199.89. We're going to plus 4.47. That's the anticipated 204.36. 204.36. That is the upside on expected move on the Russell, which is lower than last week. You can see that as we made that change. And then here we're going to also change this to 3.1, right? And then we know that we closed at 199.89. We're gonna minus $4.92. We know that our bottom of the range is 194.97. 194.97. And all right, cool. All right, so that's our range for the week on the Russell. You can see that right there. We're gonna do Amazon next. All right, so there's our Amazon. We didn't chart last week, Amazon, I don't think. So we're going to put new lines on this. So we usually, I'll do one there and I'll just duplicate. Well, once I work with this one, I'll duplicate it. So I'll edit this one. We know we have expected range 3.1. We know that Russell closed at one. I'm sorry, this is Amazon. We know that Amazon, let's bring up our calculator. I don't know what you're seeing on your screen because, so hopefully it's not blocking because I'm bringing up my calculator and all this kind of stuff up. So, okay, 174.99 plus 4.92. We have a 179.91 move to the upside. 171.91. That is going to be to the upside. Oh shoot, hold on. And then sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, there it is. All right, perfect. All right, so then we're going to duplicate this. Oh, jeez. I don't know if it. Oh no. Sometimes I'll hit duplicate on it and it'll just leave it there, but it didn't do that this time. All right, so we're duplicating now. All right, so same thing here, right? Always just got to add this number. So we have 174.99. Let's bring up our calculator. Sorry if it blocks you guys there for a little bit. 174.99 minus the 4.92 to the downside. So we have 170.07 to the downside on Amazon. 170.77. Is that what it said? 170.07. All right, and that's going to be to your downside. So that is your expected move for Amazon this week, ending March 1st. Can you believe it's going to be March 1st already? All right, cool. So we did Amazon. All right, let's do Apple now. AAPL. So we didn't chart Apple last week. Oh, look at that. Doesn't it look like a Head and Shoulders to you guys? Look at this. Head. Shoulders a little bit higher than this one, so maybe not, right? But kind of, you know, you squint. All right. All right. So we're gonna do a line right here. Okay. So let's work on Apple here. So we have expected range 3.1. That's I'm gonna copy that just because I used to use it again. All right. We know that 182.52 is our closing number. So we're gonna get 182.52, and we're gonna add the expected move of $4.58 to the upside, and we get 187.10. So we're going to get 187.10 to the upside. Right? And then we're going to duplicate this. Move it somewhere where we can make. All right, then we're going to edit this one. Right? And same thing. And this one, we're going to do 182.52, which is what we had. Oh, man, I have a bunch of calculators open now. So 182.52, 182.52 minus $4.58 to the downside. 177.94 is our downside. 177.94. That's going to be our downside. Boom. So there you go. So now that is quite a. No, is that right? No, that can't be right. Is that right? 182.52, 182.52 minus Apple $4.58. 177.94. Oh yeah, that's it. All right, so that's your move there. To the downside 177.94 and to the upside 187.10 on Apple. That's what that's going to look like. All right, moving on here to Boeing. Good old Boeing. It's been good and bad to me. There is your anticipated move here. We're going to edit this, make this 331. I'm sorry, 3.1, right? And then we know that Boeing closed at 283. So let's bring up our calculator here. This has a big expected move this week. So 200.83 plus $6.21. That'll give us 207.04 207.04 to the upside. Expected move on the left. Okay, boom. So that is your move to the upside. And then to the downside, we're gonna have let's turn this into 331, 3.31. Sorry, 3.1. I keep thinking March 31st. And then this is gonna be 283. Let's see what we show up here. 200.83, and we're gonna minus 621 on that. 194.62. Wow, it's really low. All right, that's your expected move here for Boeing, right? You're looking at the expected range for the week, right, on Boeing. We've got about 3 more to go, and we'll be done. Hopefully you guys are learning something here. All right, let's do hood. Oh, jeez, what was I typing? All right, so we're looking at the hood. Here's the hood. All right, so we don't have one for this one either. So let's do some lines for this one. All right, so we'll edit this one. We already copied and pasted this, so it's gonna save us time there. 1448 was the closing number on this. So 14.48 plus hood has a 0.82 cent move. So 1530 on the high side, 15.30. This shows to the left. So that's one of your moves there. And then we're going to duplicate this. All right, on this one, we are going to use, we're going to also do the same thing. 14.88. Good night. Good night. Love you. That's Juliana saying good luck, traders.
Good luck, traders.
All right. She's going to bed. It's late already. Okay, so what we're talking about, 1448, 14.48 minus 0.82, right? 0.82. So 1366 on the low side for hood. 13.66 on the low side. All right. That's your week. Oh man, I don't like when I put them that far in, but anyway, you get the idea. No, I don't like when I do that. Let me see if it lets me. Oh shit. I want them to be like. You get the idea. I wanted it to be here, so I'll do that later. But you guys get the idea, right? Like, I want to see it stay in the range throughout the week. So there's no point of putting them way the hell over here. They need to be over here. So, but you get the idea, and that's the range. Just wanted to show you that, just for the sake of time. You know what? I'm a little surprised. 1480, 1448. Why? Let me just double check something here. 1448, 14.48 plus 0.82. 1530, right? Is that what I have? Oh, that's weird. This one's weird, man, because it's not even in the middle. Usually it's in the middle of the range. Huh. All right, that's one to review next week. We'll review that one next week. All right, let's check out Lyft real quick. Lick? What the heck was that? All right, so there's Lyft. All right, cool. These are stuff that I'm doing on another portfolio, so don't worry about them so much. All right, anticipated move here. All right, so we're doing Lyft, edit, and we're gonna do this one. Copy and paste there, and then 1601 was the closing number. So, all right, so 16.01. The move for Lyft this week is expected to be 105. So we have 1706 on the high side. Right, there it is. And then for the low side, 1601, 16.01 minus 1.05. 1496 is the downside on Lyft. Yeah, you see how this one's right in the middle? That's why hood is weird, man. Now hood is really weird. Okay, and then finally, we're going to do Tesla. That'll be our last one. And then we have to go to bed to wake up early again tomorrow to do it all over again. Okay. All right, so, all right. All right, so Tesla closed at 190, 197. Kind of sold off that Friday. All right, 191.97. The expected move for Tesla this week is $9.35. Wow. So 201.32 to the upside, 201.32 to the upside. And then to the downside, 190, So let's go do that math again. 191 point. This one's much better than last week. Last week I kept going back and forth to the screens and I didn't write down the anticipated move. So this turned out to be pretty good. Actually, 182.62 to the downside. Jeez, that would be horrible. All right. See, there you go again, right? So see, it's in the, I did these in the middle here, but you see how it's right in the middle? Hood was the only one that didn't do that. That's so strange. Look at that. It almost feels, guys, like like it almost feels like there is an anticipated move to the upside on Hood. Based on what we're seeing here. So that's pretty interesting. We'll look at it next week and see what we come up with. Okay. So stay tuned for next week. All right. I think that's going to do it for this week's charting lesson, I guess I can say. So last week we did it one way. I think this video came out a little bit smoother this time in the way we went about it. So we charted SPY, the Russell, Amazon, Apple, Boeing, Hood, Lyft, and Tesla. So chart those if you want. See how it turns out for the week, and safe trading this week. Okay. I think that's going to be it. Just a final reminder, guys, we are giving away a book. This is a great book for the psychology for the mind. It teaches you how to have the proper mindset and not to be greedy when you're supposed to be hopeful, and not to be hopeful when you're supposed to be greedy. Is it greedy? No, be hopeful and fearful, the two things, right? So when you're winning, you're fearful when you should be hopeful, and then when you're losing, you should be fearful, not hopeful that the stock's going to come back. So it goes into a lot of that. It's a great book, great read, easy to read. So hopefully you guys participate in that. Again, Shimano Trader at Instagram. Please check it out on Instagram. Look for the post and follow the directions to get thrown into a drawing March 15. We're going to do that live on the air. So help get that promoted. Other than that, I think that's going to be it. That's going to be it in regards to the lesson here for today. I hope you guys have learned something, and I hope that you guys continue to support me and check out these videos. I hope they're useful for you. If you have any questions, you know how to find me at Shimano Trader on Instagram, and we'll connect that way. So thanks again for checking me out today. I hope you guys have a great week of trading, and you guys kick ass this week. All right. So please remember to subscribe to our show and check us out. And then make sure that you guys are following our channel too on YouTube, and also following us here on Tradecaster, as well as our other social media platforms to stay in touch, and we can grow and get rich together. Right. That's what it's all about. Please remember that I try to make my stream more about, what we do in trading. And I'm trying to be a little bit more patient with my trading. I'm finding, in reviewing videos over the last couple of weeks that I've just been jumping in and out of trades to, have an audience. And sometimes I'm teaching you guys bad habits, and I don't want to do that. So come hang out with the show. We're again Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll listen to some tunes, look at charts, play some trades, and we'll go from there. Other than that, guys, thank you very much. I'm Shimano Trader. This is The Spread. This is our weekly lesson. Please check us out, and I'll see you guys during the week. Thanks so much, man. Talk to you later. Bye.